Okay, we've done two stories so far about this idea of personhood for certain animals, right? And Reuters is now reporting that a U.S. animal rights group filed what is said to be the first lawsuit looking to establish the legal personhood of chimpanzees. And the nonprofit, actually, I have to stop. I never used the term chimpanzees. Or I wouldn't pronounce it that way. I always said chimpanzee. Ever since Alex Jones, in some crazy interview, I think with Piers Morgan, talked about chimpanzees as a joke. I've been saying it that way, but I don't actually pronounce it that way, Lewis. I just want to clarify that.
Thank you for clearing that up.
All right. So the lawsuit says that there is a cognitively complex, autonomous legal person with the fundamental legal right not to be imprisoned in a 26-year-old chimp named Tommy. And it says when humans have these same characteristics, they have certain rights, and there is absolutely no reason that 26-year-old chimp Tommy, who has these same characteristics of cognitive complexity, etc., shouldn't get those exact same rights. They say chimpanzees possess complex cognitive abilities that are so strictly protected when they're found in human beings, there's no reason why they shouldn't also be protected when they're found in chimps. This is the group, the Non-Human Rights Project, that used its own research to track down 3 or 4 chimps, specific chimps living in captivity, and they are saying that they deserve rights. This is very, very interesting, Lewis, because there's a legal question, which is, do chimps have access to these laws by virtue of having certain characteristics, regardless of whether they are Homo sapiens or not? And if they do, based on those complex abilities, should they also have to follow the rule of law? Could a chimp be arrested if it doesn't follow the rule of law? I'm fascinated to see what happens here.
Yeah, this is interesting. I'm all for this legal personhood of chimps, and presumably, if that were to happen, hopefully, we would never find ourselves in a situation where a chimp would break the law. I mean, hopefully, they'd be away from people and kept in their natural habitats, wherever those may be. Of course, in the United States, how many natural chimpanzee habitats are there?
Yeah, and this also brings up the question of, if we are going to start creating shades of gray when it comes to personhood, and we are including animals in that, we're starting to open up the door to kind of ranking species by how similar they are to humans as a kind of baseline, and that's going to present all sorts of legal and ethical questions as well.
Right. It's going to be a complete mess when that happens. But I mean, personally, not to sound like someone from PETA, but the less animals that are in captivity, the happier I'll be.
Wow, Lewis making a big statement there, where rarely does he agree with PETA's tactics, but he does agree with maybe their overall point of view on captive animals. Big news, Lewis. Big, big news coming from producer Lewis Motamedi today.